name's Brianne, and I'm going to be doing the science experiment Colour Symphony, or as it was listed, make bursts of color in a tray of milk. So for this experiment, you need some whole milk, you need dishwashing liquid, a flat tray, I'm just using a cookie tray, and you need some food coloring. So we've got yellow, blue, purple, pink, green, a different shade of blue, and some red. So there aren't really too many safety precautions. This is more geared towards grade 2 in the curriculum, so they should probably wear safety goggles just to keep the dishwashing liquid out of their eyes, but if any liquid does come into contact with their eyes, they should know where the emergency eye wash station is as well. Okay, so we start by pouring whole milk onto the cookie tray. You just need enough so that it covers the bottom of the tray. Mine's a little bit caved in the center. It'll still work. Okay. So that's good like that, and then you just want to put some of the drops of food coloring. So it's just to do like a few drops of each one and just kind of scatter them around. It said just to have at least 3 colors, but I found a whole bunch of colors, so I figured we would try that. Okay. Students could also wear aprons just to keep the food coloring from getting onto their clothes, because I just got some on my hand and I'm wearing a white sweater. Okay, and then you just put a few drops of the dishwashing liquid on. And you don't need a lot of the dishwashing liquid, and it causes all the colors to scatter. Okay, so that's pretty cool. If you just want to look at that. So the reason why this happens is because the dishwashing liquid, it's made so that it goes after fat, like fat on your food or fat from your food on your dishes, and it wants to break it down. So when you put it into the milk, it tries to break down the fat in the milk, and we also used whole milk, not 1% or 2%, because that has more fat. So that is why that happens. And then on the site, we're just going to put that over there. I was wondering if maybe the shape of the tray mattered. So we're just going to try it with a circular tray. This is actually a pizza tray. So we're just going to do the same thing. And we're also going to use a different kind of soap as well. I just got some cheap soap from the dollar store. I looked online and the general consensus was that Dawn soap, which is what we used, was the best one. And I've actually never heard of this brand before, and I checked online and they also have different ingredients. Okay. So, as you can see, it still does the same thing. All the colors spread out. So, as long as you have a dishwashing liquid that does its job, this should work correctly, and as we can see, the shape of the tray doesn't really matter. So for this experiment, it covers specific expectation 2.3 in the Ontario curriculum, which is it requires the students to investigate through experimentation interactions that occur excuse me, sorry, as the result of mixing or dissolving liquids and solids, liquids and liquids, and solids. So this would obviously be liquids and liquids. And for a class experiment, you could group students into groups of maybe 5 or 6 and give each of them a tray, and you can have a whole bunch of different shaped trays so they can each try it with that. And then maybe like 2 different colors in a cup, and then a cup of the dishwashing liquid. And what's cool about it is they obviously don't really know what's going to happen once they mix everything. And then after that, each group could orally present to their classmates all of their findings and everything, and then they could write it down in their scientific journal, and then it would be collected later that day. So, thank you. Okay, so as I said, this experiment falls under the specific expectation 2.3, and at the beginning of the video I did mention that this was for grade 2, so this experiment would be conducted during grade 2, and it it covers the strand matter. Okay, so also for the cleanup, everything can just go right down the drain, seeing as it's just milk and dishwashing liquid and food coloring. And I did mention that the students could wear safety gloves and possibly in safety glasses and possibly an apron, and they could also wear gloves as well. Okay, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this experiment because I did.